Hello everyone, it's Angie here at Beads and Plenty More. Today I thought I'd show you this cute little earring. It's got a couple of wire wrapped looped pieces, including a top wrapped teardrop and then a little component piece, a filigree type piece. So I've got 24 gauge wire here. I've got a rose quartz teardrop, the component piece. So that's a stamped filigree piece. This is a 6mm glass pearl, and then I've got the hook at the top. So what I'm cutting here is I'm cutting about 3 inches of wire, and that's going to make my bottom little piece here. So tricks for getting a briolette or a teardrop wrapped. I'm going to basically place that into the middle and then bring my two sides up so that they cross over to make a little triangle bail. Now I'm going to take one side and I'm going to bend it straight up. So that's going to be my piece going up. The other one is going to wrap around it. So I'm going to create 2 wraps here. My trick with wraps is just to keep your wire, you've got your wire going straight up, keep your other wire exactly 90 degrees all the way around, because if you start having your wires go parallel, you're going to find that you don't get nice wraps. So I'm done with this piece of wire, so we'll just get rid of it, and I'm just going to take my needle nose pliers. I'm just going to tuck that end in a little bit so that it's not sticking out. So all I'm really doing is squeezing down on it to get it to tuck in. So then I'm going to match my loop up to the other one. So I need my wire to come forward. And then create a loop. So I've got round nose pliers here. Round nose pliers have entirely round barrels. And I'm going to come around to make my loop. So I'm coming around the one barrel to make a loop. And one thing about wrapped loops is you actually have to hook your pieces as you go. So I'm going to work my piece into the center of that. And I like to hold with my needle nose pliers, and here's why. Because when I used my round nose pliers, I put marks on the wire, and sometimes if I'm squeezing really hard, I can squeeze through the wire. So what I'm doing here now is I'm taking my tail end, and I'm actually wrapping over those wraps I did originally. So it's making that little wrapped area a little bit thicker, but it's hiding my tail end. So get that off there. That actually isn't sticking out, so I'm not going to worry about tucking it in further. So that's my bottom done. And got another piece to do the pearl on the top. So on this top piece, I can make the first loop without actually putting the bead on. So I'm working with shorter piece, longer side. I'm going to bring the wire around, and I'm pulling it back a little bit so that my loop centers, because I don't want the loop to sit off center. And I'm just going to hook. Remember to hook as you go. I find sometimes when I'm working away, I forget that, and that'll be the perfect loop that I don't want to cut and redo because it's absolutely perfect. But unfortunately, you kind of have to if you want to keep your look done similar. So what I've done is I've just put a couple wraps there, and I'm trimming off my extra. So that's actually not sticking out, so we're good. So we'll just keep going. Now on this other side, I'm just going to adjust that so it sits a little more centered. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I want to put a couple wraps on this side too. So what I'm using as a measurement is I'm using the tips of my pliers and just looking to see, yeah, that loop has to go the other way. If you do get a loop going the wrong way, it's easy enough to fix it. You don't have to worry too much. you can just take your pliers and bend it around the right way. So that's leaving the space for my wraps here. As you can see, the pliers are in the space where the wraps are going to go. So now I'm going to shift my plier. And this barrel needs to be where I want to put that loop. So I'm going to come around that barrel. To create a nice little loop there. And now I need to pay attention. Oh, I did get it wrong. Oh well, we'll fix it after. So once I've got it in the center there, I'm going to take it and wrap my tail end to make my 2 loops. So I'm holding again with my needle nose pliers. And we'll just clip that. So you heard me say I had it wrong because I have both loops sitting this way. So my component piece is going to hang like that. So if I just gently take my pliers and I put one on each loop, I should be able to turn that loop. So that it's now sitting the right way. So I hope you enjoyed that and you have a good day.